Welcome and Namaste. For this practice today, I'm going to talk you through a few Hatha Yoga practices that includes warm-up postures. So it's a very good idea and more beneficial for you to always warm up your body and prepare your body before your practice, before your full asana or full postures. So at the start of the session, we're going to do a few warm-ups that you can use each week. And then as the practice continues, we will go into a little bit further into the postures. So you could use this whole practice as a warm-up and do it each week, or it's a standalone yoga session that you can also practice at home. As always, if anything hurts or is uncomfortable, don't do it. And you can leave whatever feels more challenging or too challenging for you, just leave it out. So to begin, have a block or cushion to sit on. I'm sitting on my yoga block, and come to your seated posture on your mat on the floor. So at the start of the session, at the start of any yoga practice, it's a good idea to spend a few moments arriving, settling, and just being within your body. So sit comfortably however you can. I'm bringing my hands together in my lap, my knees are down, and my spine is lengthening upwards. So I'm working towards sitting tall, tall, tall. And as you sit quietly for a few moments, your eyes could be opened, or your eyes could be closed, or you can gaze down towards the floor. And spending a few quiet moments now and starting to draw your attention in. So the practice of yoga draws us into our body, into our being. And that might mean something different for each one of us. So I start with paying attention to my breath, however it is today. So noticing whether you could sense or feel your breath moving somewhere within your body. And I invite you now to bring your right hand and rest it just above your navel. And for some of you, this might be a little bit extra attention to your breath. So see, notice, feel whether the breath is moving under your hand, whether the abdomen is moving as you breathe. So don't force, don't strain, give it time. So I can feel my abdomen moving forward and back with my breath, and I can also feel some movements in my waist. Some of you may feel movement in your chest, in your neck. Wherever it is, it's correct. Wherever it is, it's right. Wherever you can feel the breath. So noticing now that you're breathing in and you're breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Continue like that for a few more moments. So we use the connection to our noticing our breath as a hook for the mind to draw our attention into the present moment, to draw our attention to what we're doing. Hold that practice lightly. Don't try too hard. Let it come if it comes, and if not, just see what there is to notice. Do that for one more round, breathing in and breathing out. And then when you're ready from here, we're going to start lifting both arms up. So a gentle warm up now is with the arms, the neck and the shoulders. So I call these shoulder rolls. So swooping the arms back and forward, big movements. Lift the elbows high, open the hands. Take the elbows back behind you, breathing in and breathing out. Now I'm adding in my head looking upwards, and that means I'm using my neck. Breathing in, breathing out. Now from here, both arms up. I'm going to lift one arm up as I lean into the opposite side. When I lift that arm up, I'm going to look in that direction. Just easing through your neck, one way and then the other. In breath, out breath. In breath, out breath. Then come forward, both arms out to the sides, palms facing down. And just sit like this for a few moments. When you sit like this, just check that your knees are down. However you're sitting, Your navel is in, and you've got a sense of length in the arms, a sense of lift in the rib cage, and once more, paying attention to the fact that you're breathing in and breathing out. Once more, breathing in and breathing out. And then when you're ready, release the arms down. From here, I'm going to rest my hands on my knees and I'm going to start rocking in a circular motion. So I'm just calling this a rock of the pelvis or a rock of the spine. So I'm making some circles one way and then do some in the opposite direction. Let your knees come up if they want to come up. Let the knees move. So just rocking in a circular motion. Do some in one direction and then the other, and then come back to center, pause. Noticing once more that you're still upright, your shoulders are down, navel in. So just a reminder that navel in doesn't mean you're sucking the belly in. The navel gently tucks back in towards the spine. And then from here we're going to come into a gentle spinal twist. Both arms up, arms out to shoulder height, palms down. My right hand comes and touches my left knee, and my left hand then swings round. And I'm going to go from side to side. Arms up, and then they dip as you twist round. In breath, out breath. So when I come forward, both arms up, I breathe in, and then I breathe out as I dip and twist to the side. So it's a gentle twist starting to warm up all your spinal muscles. Lovely. Come down, draw the arms down, sit for a moment, have a breath. So always bringing the attention back to the breath in a hope that we will connect with our bodies. And then when you're ready from here, come now, starting to roll onto all fours. Into your child pose. So Balasana or the child pose, your weight drop down through the buttocks and knees, lengthen both arms forward. Your head can dip on a block or your head can touch the mat, whichever feels comfortable. Once more, you're lengthening out your spinal muscles, warming up the spine, and enjoying now 2 or 3 deep breaths in and out. In and out. Lovely. And then coming onto all fours. From all fours, we're going to start now bringing more flexibility into your spine. So I call it ironing out your spine. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. Watch me, copy me, and then just go with whatever free movement you feel that you can use to iron out your spine. So look, I am bending one elbow. I'm swinging onto one buttock and one heel. I'm going forward, back, side to side. So go with whatever your body feels it needs to iron out, as if you can iron out your spine. Really connecting now as you breathe and move at the same time. And then you've done a few of those, end up on all fours, and we're going to go into a cat stretch up and down. So I'm on my hands, and my hands are directly under my shoulders, my knees under my hips, my feet and knees are not touching. Cat stretch up where I sink the back, cat stretch down. Breathing in as you look forward, sink the back, breathing out as you round and dip down. Do about 5 or 6 of these and allow your movement to be slow, deliberate and mindful. Can you connect with the breath as you move? The essence of yoga. Connecting breath and posture, connecting breath and body, connecting breath and mind. Okay, and then from here, come back into your child once more. Couple of big deep breaths there. In through your nose, out through your nose. And then come back onto all fours. We're going to come now into the moving or dynamic cat. So this is a little bit faster now. I've got my hands forward and I'm bending my elbows, sticking them forward, sticking them out to the side as I dip my head and crawl forward. It's as if you want to draw a line from between your knees up to between your hands. You're not touching the mat with your face, you're drawing forward as if you're touching your mat. Again, connecting with that breath, breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. And then from here, we're going to come back now to sit on your buttocks. I come off my block for this one, as we're now going to go into the rowing pose. So to come into the rowing pose, so I've come off my block, I've got my legs straight out in front of me. If this is uncomfortable for anybody, please, you can lift your knees up. So just don't pull on the back or the hamstrings here. So the rowing pose, lengthening the hamstrings, breathing in as you go back, breathing out, and my hands holding on to imaginary oars. In breath, out breath. So I breathe in as I go back. See how far back you can go. Keep the feet flexed as if you're standing on them. Again, don't strain here. If you're not able to go all the way back, then don't. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So again, we're lengthening the hamstrings, lengthening the spinal muscles, and encouraging our concentration as we connect breath and movement. Okay, when you come back forward, rest the hands here. Everybody now lift your knees off the mat gently. Rest on your heels. Sit here like this for a moment. Lift the sternum. So just a version of Dandasana, the staff. If anybody wants to straighten the legs, you can. Or just stay on the heels. 2 or 3 deep breaths here. Smile, soften the face and jaw. Enjoy the deep breaths that's coming and going. Lovely. And now from here, we're going to come back again onto all fours. And we're going to practice our striking cobra. So striking cobra, some of you will know, we will start like this, kneeling today. If this is uncomfortable, remember you can also have a block underneath you. So from here, striking cobra, both arms come up, breathing in. Lengthen the arms forward. Come forward, drop into the top of your knees. As you look ahead, hold it for a moment and then come back up to kneeling. In breath. Join me when you're ready. Out breath. So you could dip down if you want to and creep the hands forward and then come up into your striking cobra. Don't worry about too much about getting it right or wrong once it's comfortable. Connect to your breathing once more. Breathing in, breathing out. Do 2 more. And then end up on all fours. From all fours, stay on all fours. We're going to come now a little bit into the hip joint, opening the hip joint. So from here, like when you were doing your cat, just check that your hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And watch me if you're not sure. You're going to open that knee, flex the foot and look at it, then close. 3 or 4 times. So I'm not collapsing on my left side when I open the right side. I'm trying to keep the left side strong and firm. Breathing in, breathing out. 1 more on that side. Lovely. Take that leg out behind you, tuck onto the toes gently. And a little bit of rocking back and forth as if you could lengthen the calves, lengthen the heels. Back of the kneecaps, breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Draw that knee in and then do some on your opposite side. Exactly the same. Open the knee, flex the foot, look at it. You have a few moments once more to connect to your breathing. Some of you may be able to hear your breathing. Do 1 more on that side. And then lengthen that left leg behind you, tuck onto the toes, a little bit of gliding back and forth. Noticing that lovely sensation, that lengthening you're getting in the calf and the heel and the back of the kneecap. Then drawing that knee in from here now. I'm just going to swivel back round. So for a moment, if you want to come off your hands and just give your wrist a little turn, the little rest of the hands, that's quite nice, as you've been spending a lot of time on the hands. And then from here, now we're going to come up to kneeling, upright, everybody. Have some padding under your knees if you need it, as we're going to come into windmill. Hands on your hips, lengthen the right arm forward, really firm in the abdomen, shoulders down, look ahead. Soften the gaze as you breathe in and breathe out. So in windmill, we're going to take the arm back and forward. Some of you may want to bend the elbows if that feels more comfortable. If not, lengthen the arm. So try not to twist or turn. You want all the movement to happen in this ball and socket joint. Good. Connecting once more with breathing in and breathing out. This posture is wonderful for stiffness or tension in your neck and shoulders. Come to the opposite side, windmill. So I keep my movement again slow and deliberate. I also quite like looking at my fingertips when they come forward. And I look at my fingertip until I can't see it no more, which is quite nice for the eye muscles. One more, breathing in, breathing out, lovely. And then lengthen both arms. Pause here for a moment. And then from here now, we're going to come back onto all fours. We're going to do 5 cats that we're going to change into downward facing dogs. So most of you might know the downward facing dog. If not, let me just remind you. This downward facing dog, you're going to tuck your toes under in a moment and lift your knees halfway up. So the knees are not straight, the legs are not straight. You're keeping your knees bent. Watch me if you're not sure. So first we have a cat and then a dog with bent knees. 5 times. In breath, I look forward and sink my back. Out breath, I lift the knees off the mat and glide back. So now I'm keeping my toes tucked under all the time. Connect to your breath now. As we go a little bit stronger, a little bit faster for some of you, you may notice that you're breathing faster. Your body might be warmer. The next one you do now, hold into your Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. Again, I invite you to keep your knees bent, or if you want to straighten the legs a little bit, you can. 1 or 2 more breaths there. And then start tipping your weight forward. However you do it, doesn't matter. Bring the feet up towards the hands and stay hanging down for a moment into your Uttanasana, your intense forward bend. We're making it less intense by bending the knees. Slowly straightening up when you're ready. Standing tall, tall, tall. So we've been on the floor for quite a lot of this practice, so spend a moment getting used to being upright. Just start with your feet. Spread the toes. Feet evenly distributed. Knees and thighs lengthening. And just check in for a moment. It's as if your waist wants to lift out of the hips. Navel tucks in. Arms long by your side. And again, leading with your heart. Leading with the sternum. 2 or 3 deep breaths here. Can you feel your belly move? Can you feel your breath somewhere within the body? And then from here, swooping the arms up, raised hands. Hasta Uttanasana. Forward bend, Uttanasana. I'm just going to go sideways on. Into your squat, Utkatasana, the chair pose. Watch me if you're not sure. So the knees are bent and I'm sitting back in an imaginary chair. And the bottom goes behind and the knees come forward. Back into a forward bend, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, keep your weight forward. Tuck the chin in. Have 2 breaths here. And then prepare to step back into your downward facing dog once more. Feet hip distance apart, knees bent if you want it, or straighter leg, and your weight is not here, it comes through the arms. Let the knees come to the mat into cat. Once more into dog. Cat. Majariasana. Once more into dog. Bend the knees, and then from here come into your child pose. When you're ready from here, we're going to start winding down now, and we're going to end this class lying on your tummy in your Sphinx pose. So watch me if you're not sure. You're resting on your forearms, your hands are separated, look forward. 2 or 3 deep breaths here, and just pause for a moment. Allow your belly to move freely against your mat, and take your attention there. Let the belly be soft. Let the pelvis be heavy and sink into the mat. The chest and sternum is leaning forward and the breath is flowing. A wonderful release for the lower back and the spine. 1 more, 2 more breaths here. And then to end the class from here, we're going to come down now. I'm going to use my block, and I'm going to rest my head on the block. I'm making a little pillow with my hands and turning my head one way to the right hand side. So we're ending the class lying on your belly. So 2 or 3 breaths here, more if you want it. My head's turning to look to in one direction. And I'm really now drawing my attention into the body, into the breath, especially that movement against the mat. And in your own time, turn your head in the opposite direction and do exactly the same. Drawing your attention into that lovely deep movement in the abdomen. The weight dropping down as you breathe in and breathe out. And just stay there for a few more moments. I'm going to sit up, but you stay there as we come to end the class. So you're welcome to sit up, you're welcome to stay there. I'm just going to end the class for a few moments now with my bell, with my singing bowl. So you're just going to hear the little rings of the singing bowl to signify the end of the class. Thank you very much, everyone, and namaste.